Hey, everybody, this is Marshall Townsend. I'm back on the Growing Leadership blog, part of my MT2 Leadership Workshop series. And today I'd like to talk to you about, it was day one of the International Maxwell Certification Training, and it was all done online in a virtual platform. And there were about 6,000 people signed up to take that training today. And it was really awesome. I'll tell you what, there were a lot of good speakers, to include John, who came in and talked about what we call JMT DNA. So I'm going to talk about the other speakers at a later point in time. But today, my takeaway and my reflection on the first day was to think into the DNA of the John Maxwell team. Now, whenever I work with a business, this is one of those things that I want to talk about up front with them, because I want to really get an insight into the organization and the company. Now, yes, we can go get the business plan, and that, you know, if your company's got that business plan, it's the one in the folder that's on a bookshelf someplace covered in dust that you haven't opened since the day you started the company. I know, that's the business plan. And in there, you had a mission statement, and you had your goals, and you had a bunch of stuff you haven't looked at in a while. But DNA is different than your mission statement. DNA speaks to how you run your organization. It speaks to the culture of your organization, okay? Because culture is really what shapes how that company runs. And a lot of times people haven't really thought about, what does their company stand for? What is it they're trying to achieve with the company? And basically, what is the culture I want my employees and myself to be able to work in and succeed in? So today I want to take a look at the 10 John Maxwell team's DNA elements. And to hear John talk through them, and I've heard him do it a number of times, but every time he sits down and talks about the DNA, it's refreshing to hear when you talk about it. So let's lay out John Maxwell's 10 elements of the DNA. And I make sure I'm going brain dead here. It is 10, right? Yes, 10, of course. So let's start with our first one. They value people. All right. So this is an organization that draws out the best of people because they value people. And John always says this. He wants to be a company that values people, who value people, and who add value to people. And that's really essential. And I think if you take a look at your own company, think that for a minute. Is you're a company that adds value to people? Number two, positive attitude. Always have a positive attitude. I think that's a good one. It's I always like the quote that, you know, of all the things in the world that I have the most power over is my attitude. There's a lot of things I can't change, but I can always change my attitude, and that's up to me. So have a positive attitude. The next one is grow daily. And that really brings back my time as when I was Cobra 3 and Bronco 2, the deputy brigade trainer at the National Training Center. We had a slogan and a motto. And our slogan was, well, I take that back. Our motto was, life be hard in the desert. But our slogan was, learn something new every day. And I think that's important to any organization, is grow and learn every day. Number 4, lead by example. You know, don't talk the game. You got to walk the game. You got to be out there in front of everybody as a leader so that they see and then can mirror good leadership and become, you know, good followers if they can see the good leader in action. Number 5, live intentionally. Oh, that's a big one. And that goes right back to the 15 laws of growth, where the first one is intentionality, the law of intentionality. And if you haven't read the 15 laws of growth, I recommend you get that book. And that one right there sets the tone for the entire 15 set of laws. Because if people don't live intentionally, I'm reading the quote from today. People don't lead their lives, they accept their lives, because they don't live their lives intentionally. Okay, number 6, exceed expectations. I think that's something you want to have in your company at all times. And no matter what your customers, your clients, when they come to you, exceed expectations with them. That's going to generate a lifelong customer with you. Okay. Number 7, equip others. That's a big one within an organization. You want the people in your team to be equipped to be able to be successful. As the leader of the organization, you don't want all the cards in your hand. You want them in your team members' hands. So you want to equip them to be successful. Number 8, consistency. That's important. Every day at the workplace, every day, the culture is the same. The culture remains the same and continues to grow and improve, but you don't have odd days off during the course of a business where it was just a bad day for the boss, and I decided that I would create a bad or negative culture for everybody. No, you got to be consistent every day as the leader. Number 9, be a catalyst for transformation. And again, and one of those that I love, transformational leaders love the people, not the job of leading. Leading second, it's all about them. It's not about you. So you got to love people and you got to help them grow. You want to help transform your organization until it can, I hate to say this, I don't hate to say it, but it's true. At some point in time, they're going to replace you. And that's a good thing. You want to be able to train your organization to where they can move up and graduate to your level. And it's heard, one of the things that says, well, Marshall, when I talk to companies, they say, Marshall, what if I spend the money and I spend the resources and I grow my people and I grow my people so much that they leave the organization. I've lost my investment. I've lost all that time and effort put into them. What if the people in my organizations grow and leave? And I think into that and I go, okay, well, consider this. What if the people in your organization don't grow and they stay? What's worse for your company? Them growing and leaving and going on and forming other companies, or people that don't grow and stay? Think about that for a minute. When you look at your company and you think about where am I going to invest into my organization? How am I going to take my organization to the next level? How am I going to transform my organization and increase my bottom line, if that's what you're thinking about? And how do I add value to more people and reach more people? Think about growth as the number one thing that needs to happen to change the status quo. And number 10 to John's, and I agree with this one, is always leave room for faith in your organization. I'm a person of values, like we said earlier, I'm a person that values people, who value people, that add value to people. So again, a very good day. We had a lot of people. We had Mark Cole talk. I'll tell you what, we had Bishop T.D. Jakes talk today, and that was absolutely amazing. And I hope to come back to you and reflect on that if I don't get overwhelmed with the next speakers that are coming up tomorrow. So if you're out there, stay tuned. And don't forget that next week I'm going to be launching my Mark Your Ball series. Look down below, see if you can get the website. Sign up to go into the closed Facebook page where I'm going to be sharing my Mark Your Ball workshop. And that is Growing Leadership Closed Group on Facebook. Thanks a lot for being here tonight. Have a good evening. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow.